back to another episode of SB Chime. I'm your host, Kev. Today we're going to be talking about the 5 keys to a healthy relationship. Why have a healthy relationship? Well, your relationships and the people in your life are a very good indicator of your overall life happiness. So if you have a good relationship with your family, good relationship with your spouse, your job, your environment, your home, your pets, if all of these are good relationships, you have heaven on earth. That's what you want, right? You want all of the different things in your life to be flowing naturally and beautifully all the time. That would be perfect. It's not always the case, and it's hard work to get to that place because we're imperfect human beings living a temporary human experience. And what we can do is make sure that we are looking for the right person so that we can balance our lives in looking toward someone with the right key value set. So, first value is we want to look for someone who's a giver. Why would we want to look for someone who's a giver? Well, we want someone who's willing to contribute to the relationship what they're getting from the relationship. If you're giving all of your energy to another person and they're not replying with that same energy, maybe in a different form. For example, you might really love giving acts of service to someone else, and they might really be good at giving quality time, words of affirmation, any of the 5 love languages, and we can talk through those in another video, but they're kind of basis for the things that you can give in a relationship. And you want to find someone who is willing to give in a relationship. You don't want to be looking for someone who is just going to take from you and leave you without this kind of sense of reciprocity. That's true of all relationships. Think of an employer. If you were to work for free for the rest of your life, you would be wasting a lot of your time. If the employer, though, gives some kind of sense of benevolence based on the quality of work, maybe you're working in a soup kitchen, that's for free, but that gives you a quality of life that is much happier, then that's for you. It's what you get out of it. It's not about what they're giving you, it's about what you are receiving. So if you need money and you're working for free, you should leave that job. You should leave that relationship. If you are wanting quality time, physical touch, and you are getting words of affirmation, you should leave that relationship, because what you really want is not what you're getting. You want to receive what you are looking for. So look for someone who is willing to give what you are looking for. I have this written down. So next we have financial stability. Very important. Why is financial stability important? Well, you want to be with someone who is not going to use you as a credit card, and you yourself don't want to be using someone else as a credit card. What I mean by that is we want to be, again, contributing equally. So maybe you make more money than your partner, or your partner makes more than you do. That's totally cool, as long as the give take in the relationship happens in a way that you are willing to give more financially in exchange for, let's say, time. Maybe they add value to who you are based on the advice that they are willing to give or the people that they introduce you to. Again, it's an exchange. So if you are willing to give more in some category, then you should also be receiving in some other. And it's not tick for tack. It's always something that's kind of open, should be free-flowing, shouldn't happen as like a forced thing. You should be either A, happy in the relationship, or B, unhappy in the relationship. And you will reach both states, but what you want is to be happy for the most part in your relationship. If you are unhappy for the most part, then that relationship is not for you. There is someone out there that is going to make you happy, that you should be attributing your life toward finding and fulfilling. Third, we have core values aligned. So you want your core values, we have examples here: faith, views on marriage, fidelity, number of children. These are things that you want to talk through with your partner. You want to make sure that when you are dating someone, it's for the same reason that they're dating you. So some reasons some people might date: they might want to explore, have fun together, or they might be looking for marriage. And if you're dating someone who is looking to explore, but you are looking for marriage, you're in an incorrect relationship. You are with someone who wants something different than what you want from the relationship. And eventually that will lead to some form of discomfort, whether it means the other person has to change their mind and become interested and invested in the relationship more thoroughly because you want marriage, or if you are going to subtract yourself by giving into the exploration portion of the other person's idea of what the relationship should be. Either way, you're creating disconnect, discomfort, because you inherently want something different from the other person. So you should instead just look for someone who's looking for the same things that you are. And if you're not finding that in the person that you are sharing the relationship with, then it is time for you to move on and find someone who is willing. It may be that 6 months later, a year and a half later, this person is to return to your life. That's totally okay. As long as where you are in life is aligning with the people in your life, you're on the right track. If the person that is in your life right now is not where you're at right now, then it is time to let them go and allow them the space that they need to develop and grow. Fourth, we have intelligence. Intelligence is super important because you definitely want to be on the same mental level as your partner. If you're constantly feeling like you're having to explain things to someone or criticize their habits, something like this is not healthy. You want to love, accept the other person for who they are, and be able to communicate on the same level. And if you're not there with the person that you're with, time to move on. Find someone who can. Connect with someone who has the same emotional and intellectual intelligence that you do. Very important in like a group setting, especially. Because when we think you have a partner who has some level of emotional intelligence and is very good at connecting with a whole group of people, and then you have someone else who may be not as good at adapting to that, what they will need to do is either have the emotional intelligence to know that they're not in their space, and so maybe they do the cooking for the group, or they add value to the group in some other form. But the point is, you are looking to spend your life with someone. You want to be able to add value in situations where you will find yourself more traditionally with this new person. So if your spouse is going to be spending a lot of time with large groups of people, you want to be able to fit in some capacity, add value in your way, whether that means in the group or as a supporting role to your spouse. Either way, you're adding value to the other person's life, and therefore your own happiness, because your spouse's happiness is correlated with your own happiness. Last thing we have, loyalty. Huge, so big. You definitely want to be with someone who wants to be together with the person behind the camera. You want to be with the person that wants to be together. If you're with someone who doesn't actually want to be together, what is the point of being together? They will start to use you for things. You will start to resent them for things. You don't want to engage with someone who is uninterested in longevity. Part of this is honesty. It's kind of like a sub-component of loyalty. If someone is dishonest and you can't trust this person, you will find that they will lie about larger things as the relationship were to progress. If they are, this doesn't mean like, someone who says they're 5 pounds overweight, underweight, whatever it is, and really they're much larger. Like maybe they're being dishonest with themselves. That, not totally okay because you want someone who is willing to grow, but negligible. You want someone who can be honest to you. But if they're not honest to themselves, I feel like that's something that totally negligible, like something that you can work on together, but accept in them for who they are. Loyalty, though, is huge. If this person is going to be 15 years into this relationship and then suddenly be like, I don't really know, like maybe this isn't for me, why are you spending all of your time with this person, sharing your life, maybe having children, caring for them, building them up, breaking up 15 years into the relationship will be devastating for both parties, and you're only hurting yourself and the other person if either A, you are not loyal, or B, they are not loyal. And it's about finding someone who is willing to be loyal. So, to recap, we have 5 different things. We have 1, you want to be with someone who is a giver, and you want to be a giver. 2, you want to be with someone who is financially stable. You want to be financially stable. 3, we want core values to align. That's the discussion that you will have with your partner over time. 4, intelligence, emotional and intellectual. Be on the same level. Be able to communicate with each other. 5, loyalty, honesty. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate you guys being here. Always a pleasure. Please feel free to reach out to me. I'm here all the time. Much love. Namaste. This is Kev from SB Chime signing out. Like, follow. Looking for 100 by the end of September. Love you guys. Bye.